He had already served the Empire and his king with considerable distinction, even if not with the same amount of pride. His king. The thought rang just as false, whether spoken aloud or imagined. Caius was no king. Kings were stately men of courage, honor, wisdom, and above all else, mercy. These were qualities that Caius neither possessed nor understood. The man was nothing more than the heir to the throne of Ta'akar. His father had been a true king, as had been his father and his father's father before him. Their wisdom had forged a willing alliance throughout the Pentoris cluster. They had built it from little more than a handful of struggling, hastily thrown-together colonies in the wake of a great evil that had nearly destroyed all humanity, or so the legends told. At least they had before Caius, who in all his arrogance had decided to rewrite them in order to feed his own ego. "Commander Dumar," the young lieutenant said as he stepped up from behind, "we have received an update from our teams at the spaceport." The commander turned his gaze away from the burning ruins outside to face his subordinate. "What do they report?" "As suspected, it is the command staff of the Amaro as well as her captain." The commander turned the rest of the way around to face the interior of the room, his attention moving to the large video screen on the far wall. The room was full of dozens of functionaries all going about their tasks, gathering intelligence, creating estimates, contacting informants, and communicating with field units. His command was a picture of efficiency, unlike the empire it served. A live video feed from the spaceport showed the view from the crowd. He could see a large review platform filled with local dignitaries, many of which he recognized. Behind them and off to one side were the 12 members of the Amaro's command staff, as well as their captain. "Sir Augustine de Winter," he said, as if the name itself left an unpleasant taste in his mouth. "You know him, sir?" "I know of him," the commander corrected. "Another pompous Ta'akar nobleman of questionable skill and valor." The young lieutenant knew better than to comment on his commander's disdain for the so-called nobles of Ta'akar society. As with most true men of war, he had little respect for the aristocracy that passed themselves off as honorable and worthy commanders. Such men had little use for honor or patriotism. Their interests were in far more tangible concerns. Men of his ilk were one of the many reasons he had asked for this assignment, so he could finish out his long and distinguished military service without having to deal with such fools.